before I started the program, I wanted to see like before and afters, and didn't really find anything, and couldn't find like a review of the program when I started. So I hope this is helpful for someone now who's like, oh, Caroline's got like a few 10-week programs and I want to get more fit. So I want to try them, but what can I expect? So I hope this is helpful for what you can expect. My name is Tuesday. I'm a filmmaker based in New York City. I sew, I ride a motorcycle. That's what most of my channel is about. And I also work out a whole lot, which is why I'm making this video. It's a review about Caroline Girvan's Epic One program. So I'll give a brief overview of my athletic background so you guys understand where I'm coming from. I played soccer most of my life, a little bit of softball. Before I went to college, I was getting into boxing, but I didn't want to break my nose or get a concussion, so that didn't last too long. But wow, the training was phenomenal. And then after college, I started boxing just for like fitness, not to get punched in the face, which is a really great workout. You know, I was going to the gym, I was looking up programs online to follow, and I especially like strength training. That I think my body is suited more for than like cardio-based training. It's just easier for me to lift stronger than run longer. And that's always been the case. All right, important. Before quarantine, I had a pretty good routine. I'd like run a half mile to my gym, work out there, do some more running, some strength training, a lot of trying to be consistent with stretching, which has never been the easiest thing for me. And generally was really like happy with the routine that I had, and was like, oh man, I do miss the gym for this part where it's like they have battle ropes. I don't have that in my apartment. You know, they have that like fat tire that you can throw around. They have balls you can throw at the wall. None of those things can I do in an apartment without either damaging property or having really upset neighbors, neither of which I want. During quarantine, I was trying home workouts mostly through Nike Training. Their programs became free during I think like April 2020, which was really great because they have 4 and 6 week programs. Those are pretty good, but other than the HIIT program, I wasn't really feeling challenged. Not really sure how I found Caroline Girvan's program or her in general. I was like just watching probably fitness videos or health videos on YouTube, and then she came up on the Explorer Recommends. It was like 2 days or 1 day after I had started a 4-week program, and then the 4-week program I was already not feeling that stoked about because it didn't seem all that challenging either, even though it says it's advanced. So just dove into Caroline's Epic program after scrubbing through a couple videos. So Caroline Girvan is a personal trainer. I think she's based in Ireland, and she runs marathons and ultra marathons according to her Instagram page. And I feel like anyone that runs ultra marathons is a little bit a working muscle machine. So, you know, do with that information what you will. I'm gonna talk about Epic One only because it's the one I finished a week and a half ago. But she has Epic 2 and Epic Heat, which I believe are also 10-week programs. I can't do 10-week programs back to back to back because I know my personality, and that's just like that's a long commitment. So right now I'm doing a 4-week program, and then I'll start Epic 2 because Epic 1 was so great, but I just needed like a little tasty treat before I dove back into a larger meal. Okay, so the program. Okay, the Epic One program is 10 weeks long. It's 5 days a week, and it contains upper lower body splits, a full body workout day, and a HIIT day per week. I split it up into the first 3 days, day off, which I either ran or did like pull-ups, usually both, and then days 4 and 5, and then I did another running day and more pull-ups. You know, just maximize those gains. Most of it uses dumbbells, but there is also a substantial amount of body weight. So the videos are usually 30 to 60 minutes. I'd say they average 45 minutes. And the first couple minutes, Caroline talks about form, what to expect, the equipment to use, and then doesn't talk for the rest of the video, which is awesome because I do not like to be talked to. I will say the music's not great because it's like the same 10 songs, but you could listen to your own music. I opted not to because I am not always looking at the screen when I'm working out, but I am listening for like the break beeps and the countdowns for when you're done or when you're starting. So I just stuck it out. It's not like horrible, it's just every 450 workouts, it's like the same songs. And even though you're like, oh, I'm really listening to like my hard breathing and my heartbeat or whatever in my ears, you still hear the music. So Caroline's got a few warm-ups that you could follow before going into her workout. I did that a few days throughout the program, but I would also cycle through other fitness folks on YouTube like Mr. and Mrs. Muscle, Bully Juice, MadFit, Anabolic Aliens, and like Lily Sabri. You know, there's a lot of warm-ups on YouTube that you could go through to varying degrees of, like, some are more low impact, some are more like also hip focused. So yeah, there's a warm-up for everyone on YouTube. Or for me, there's like a lot of warm-ups available. Anyway, she does have a cool down at the end of the workout. I usually didn't follow along with that because I was doing supplemental workout. I would do the workouts, do my supplemental stuff, and then do my own cool down that targeted like the muscles that I felt needed to be targeted. Usually I just do a full body cool down. It's not really important. But the point is she has cool down and stretching in her own videos. They are short though, so I might suggest stretching a little bit more after. More meat and potatoes. So the Epic One program is marketed towards all levels, and while I think that is true that all levels can do it, you just have to be aware of certain things like, and she mentions it in her guide, that if you are newer, you need to familiarize yourself with like deadlift form, squat form, you know, proper form, so that when you're doing things with weights, you aren't throwing out your back or like tweaking your elbow or whatever joint wants to suffer because you don't know the form. And she does have a 5-day like beginner 1-week program that you could do as a precursor to Epic One if you are newer. But that's why I would say this program's more for intermediate to advanced levels, because you are already familiar with these forms. And if you work out primarily using YouTube videos, there's a lot of really bad form by people who seem like they know what they're doing. So you could have mislearned form as a more beginner type that you are now bringing to a harder program. So keep that in mind. However, because it's dumbbell based and band based and body weight based, you can tailor it to your skill level pretty well. So you could use a lighter dumbbell, you could use a lighter band, you could use neither and just do body weight for the whole thing, although some of the moves might be a little bit weird, but you could do it. For the HIIT, you could go at a slower speed or a slower pace if you need to, especially if you have like less endurance for HIIT type cardio. So it is like really tailorable. Beginners can do it. I just think that you have to do it with the knowledge that you might have to look up proper form, or you might have to go at a slower pace and like does not feel guilty that you aren't pushing yourself as hard as others might, because it's you versus you in the long run. And for me personally, who has already, you know, has like years of working out, I thought this program was an incredible challenge. And there's some workouts where, you know, like you just don't want to do it because you just don't feel like it that day, but once you push through, you feel really great at the end of it. It was a challenge for me. It's a challenge for Caroline. If you watch the videos, it's really nice to see that an instructor is not powering through with ease like you see in a lot of these videos. Like she has to drop the weight sometimes, or like take a break during, you know, the let's say the 40 seconds of work. So I think knowing that it's hard for someone who is a personal trainer and who does ultra marathons, like someone that you think is at an elite level of fitness, you get a sense that it's gonna be difficult for you too. So it's great if you want to work out. Bear with me. We're almost to the end of the video. Props to you if you've stuck around this long, or props to you if you skipped to this part. I don't care. Like how you got to the end of the video. So on to the results. I should mention that I pretty much ate the same as I always do and drink the same amount of beer as I always do. I live my life. The last couple of weeks I did like a little mini cut just to try it, and didn't really cut out all that much in the first place anyway, so that's probably a negligible part of this, but I should just mention it anyway. And then I also was doing some supplemental things throughout the program. I was finishing a 30-day glute challenge when I started the program, and then once that ended, I started a pull-up progression, like 8-week challenge. I think it's 8 weeks. I'm still doing it because I want to be able to do a substantial amount of pull-ups, but hey, unrelated to this review and results section. I also ran 1 to 2 times a week, and this probably isn't worth mentioning, but in addition to stretching, I also started like a split stretching 5 days a week sort of program. I wouldn't really call it a program. It's just like 3 moves, 5 days a week. And I have gotten more flexible. Cool. Okay, so results, right? My measurements have stayed relatively the same. However, I notice a lot more definition. Like my quads have a lot more definition, my biceps have a lot more definition, and my abs, which are usually just like pretty flat, have started to have like some ab definition, which is a lot more than I was expecting. I've just kind of expected to feel and get stronger throughout 10 weeks. I didn't really expect like my body to have more changes. And I'm sure part of that is how the program's structured, but I'm sure like the running had some effect in conjunction with the program, because again, I'm not really a cardio person, so consistently running is gonna have an effect on my body in a good way. Forgot to mention something really important yesterday, and that is that you should have fun. That's like the most important thing, is that you should be enjoying the time that you are putting into this program or any program that you might do. Our bodies aren't just like tools that you can make suffer and then hope everything's cool. You want to be both healthy and happy. Oh, and part of that might be like, yes, taking the hit slower during the workout itself, or it might be like adding another rest day or 2 per week, because maybe 5 days a week is more than you're used to. Maybe you're used to 2 days a week. So like adjusting to a higher amount of days per week might be something you need to work up to, and that's okay. You can go at your own pace as long as you are feeling challenged and you are enjoying the process. I think that's the most important thing. Anyway, if you found this helpful at all, if you want to do the program now, I'd be really excited and interested to see how your experience might differ or be the same towards mine. Give it a like if you want to. You don't have to. Of course, you have free will. You can do whatever you want. But yeah, either way, have a good day. And if you do the program, I hope it goes well for you. Bye.